ready for the LSU. We the best in the league if you looking for talent. LSU going hard, but we beat Alabama, then we going out to Florida. Drown the Gators, everybody getting bucked when we step in the stadium. This the LSU anthem, you know it's a hit. You don't know another rapper two-step like this. See me screaming out the window, yelling purple and gold. I'm an LSU fan, girl, you know how we roll now. Back and back it on up, hey. 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 Way down in the back.
We are back and we are live once again here in the Tigers Avenue.
Chuck Norris listens to Harold Perkins.
Yeah, I mean, you knew the Harold Perkins comments were going to be coming in quick, and they were going to be coming in hot and heavy. Emperor Perkins is 2023 QB1. I'm down. Put him back there, let him throw it. I don't know. I mean, it seems like
I'll take him at running back.
Oh, sure.
If he's tracking down guys like Malik Hornsby.
I mean, man. Yeah, so welcome to Tigers Avenue. Obviously, the hottest of all topics surrounding LSU football is none other than the true freshman that has continued to impress and has continued to blow people away, Harold Perkins Jr. If you saw the little edit there beforehand, Percules, I like it. You know, everybody's going to start coming up with nicknames and whatnot. I kind of liked. I like Percules. I'm not gonna lie, but LSU football. I don't know if you saw, Zach released a little clip on Harold Perkins calling him the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah,
and he was.
I like it.
I mean, he was this. I think it was Bugs Bunny that described the Tasmanian Devil as fast and ferocious and nasty, or something like that. I think those are the words that they use. So, I mean, wow. He sure don't look like a freshman. That's for sure. And you get that guy for 2 more years.
That's what I keep saying, Reagan. I'm like, LSU fans, y'all do realize, like, we get him for another 2 years. Look, I tweeted it. It on Saturday. I said, this man, because he's a grown man, is a first rounder right now.
Yeah, I mean,
right now.
Think about, I mean, next year, obviously you're going to lose Ali Gay and BJ, but think about the defense and Micah as well. The defensive front, I still think is not going to have a problem next year. I mean, you get Mekhi Wingo back, you're going to get Mason Smith back off of injury. The 2 ends are going to be fun to see who battles out for that. I mean, you got Savion Jones. Yeah. You talk about like a freshman coming in, Deshaun Womack, and of course Desmond Little will return. There's going to be some competition. Xavier Carter. I would expect Savion Jones to kind of step up in the next role. I mean, had a great game.
He's looked good.
Had a great game.
Lot of quality snaps.
And man, you think about obviously Perkins being back, Greg Penn, Tolan is coming on really strong. But Greg Penn, Greg Penn kind of getting overlooked. Saturday had 9 tackles. Had a great game.
He had a great game.
I mean, really did.
So did Jaquelin Roy. I mean, there's a lot of guys that got overlooked because of the game that Harold Perkins had. But the defense, which I mean, we're gonna really talk about this right and get into Arkansas recap.
Yeah.
Then of course later on in the show we will discuss basketball. Both teams had wins this past weekend, and then of course we'll discuss kind of the weekday games. But Reagan, the defense won you the game. Period.
I mean, here's Zach. I was there, and it was cold. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not surprised that the offense had the day it had, Zach. I mean, it was.
How bad was it?
It was cold.
Oh,
okay. It was cold.
Even when the sun came out.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole game. I mean, it was like hurting your fingers cold. Like it was bad. So I mean, you think about guys down there, you know, in contact. Like it's no fun.
How'd the field look? Because I know obviously they like sprayed it with water. I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah, we got there a little early. We got there early and walked in about 9:30 35, looked out on the field, and they were scraping it and blowing off the end zones because they had sprayed it, I guess, thinking that was going to get rid of the snow or what. I don't know what the thought process was, but clearly that didn't help.
Maybe the water had salt in it. Maybe. I don't know.
But look, I'm really not surprised the offense had the day it did. But you also got to give Arkansas credit, man. I mean, they came out defensively and had an incredible game. Both defenses did. Bill, I was there too. I'm hoping that's all it was for the offense. No, I mean, look. Joseph also mentioned Quincy Wiggins. Golly, yeah, our man, yeah, you're right, Joseph. There's gonna be our defensive line for is gonna be solid for a while. I mean, you think about some of the guys coming in, plus what you already have. I mean, you're Joshua Mickens and Deshaun Womack, and I'm missing some because I know we got like 3 or 4 in the month of July, Zach. Anyways, but defense dominated the day on both sides for both teams. I wish, I just wish we could have Jackson Howard. Yes. Wish we could have gotten the ball downfield a little bit more, but I will tell you, Zach, when we were down in the goal line, well, we weren't on the goal line, but we were in the red zone and it was goal to go. And it was fourth down and goal. And we were not like, it wasn't like we were on the 1 yard line. I think we were like on the 4 or the 3 yard line. And I was sitting there and I was like, hey, take the points. Take the points. So a few plays before that, I think it was 2nd and goal. Zach, bro, Kayshawn was
wide open.
And
it got tipped.
And it got tipped. Yeah, it got batted at the line. I mean, it was a touchdown.
Oh,
it was a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, he was all by himself in the end zone. And it got credit to Arkansas's defense. They batted it down. Good evening, Big Kelly. I don't even know how to. I'm not even trying.
It's Ryan.
I'm not even gonna try that middle one. Look, so who sprays the field with water? And I'm gonna tell you right now, Carl. I don't know who had that idea.
This is a good point by Joseph. He said, "Do you think they take the shots downfield if Brian Thomas was playing?" Look,
maybe.
Whenever we did our TA Tools for Success, that was one of the things I said that I wanted to see them take deep shots down the field. They just didn't. And I think in large part was due to the fact that the way that the game was going and how the defense was playing after you had the 2 early turnovers. Seems like Brian Kelly and Mike Denbrough were like, hey, let's just protect the football. Seems like the play calling got conservative, and not having Brian Thomas hurts because, yeah, he is one of your deep threats. Obviously, he's one of the tallest guys out there, and he's a guy that we have seen just absolutely just destroy DBs, like just make DBs look silly here early on in this, especially early in the season and as of late. But of course, he was out. Luckily, it's doesn't seem serious. BK said his concussion protocol, but looks like he's going to be fine. So, but
I want like he may be back for the UAB game. Honestly, I'd just sit him. I would say sit him.
You can sit him.
I would say
make sure he's healthy, 100% ready to go for A&M. Yeah. But I wish they would have taken more shots downfield, Reagan. It seems like the play calling was very conservative. In fact, I don't even know if I remember them taking a shot. I think maybe there was one.
Malik.
Yeah, they took a deep shot at Malik and he overthrew him, I think, out of bounds is the only one I remember. But, the way the game was going, it seemed like they were just focused on protecting the football because of the 2 early turnovers they had at the beginning. So it was disappointing to see the offense not open up as much, and obviously it was disappointing to see them struggle. We have raved and been super excited about this offensive line. The offensive line had a really bad day. Like I tweeted it a couple of times. Like the offensive line was killing you. There were some people that were saying like Jaden's holding on to the ball too long. Jaden's not getting rid of it. And I think, yeah, there was some of that mixed in, but the big issue was the offensive line not giving him time to not only stand in the pocket and make a throw, but just to get rid of it, period.
I'll tell you right now, Zach, and I don't think this is on Jaden at all, honestly. For those who may be saying, he's holding on to the ball too long, guys, they were dropping 8 back a lot, and there just wasn't a lot of open receivers. I mean, they played a lot better than expected in the secondary. They just did. And again, the only one I remember where there was a wide open guy was the play where Kayshawn was open in the end zone. I mean, off the top of my mind. But other than that, there were some coverage sacks. Yeah. There were some coverage sacks just because there was nobody open. And the offensive line could only hold, can only hold for so long. After about a 3 count, you need to get rid of the ball. So those fans were going to roll out if we scored and went up 23 at the end of third.
Yeah, because 23 feels like 50-10.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, like people were calling trap game. It's cold. It's 11 a.m. And it was, man. It just was. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a trap. We were trapped, but I mean, it's an SEC West game, man. And
as close as it was, Reagan, I don't know how you felt being
I was
there.
Okay.
But like, I was not really nervous. Like until they had the ball with a chance there at the end to win the game. Like, then I'm like, okay, if they go score here, like we lose. Like, oh crap, it's serious now.
Yeah.
But until then, like, I wasn't nervous. Even when they scored the touchdown and made it 10-13, I was like, just never got worried.
I wish we would have stuck to the run more. Like once we just realized like it wasn't the day passing, probably conditions aren't well for passing, which you got to be able to pass cold or not. We just never never felt like it was going to be the day for passing. Yeah, like he said, they're dropping 8, you pound the rock. And look, hey, Josh Williams went for 122, was it?
Another awesome
day.
Game by Josh.
I mean,
I cannot.
So reliable.
I cannot continue to. I just want to keep harping on him because like he's just continually just so reliable, as you said. He's continually proving people wrong. Yeah. Like when you need a first down, when you need 3 or 4 yards, like he gets it. The only time that he didn't get anything was the 4th and 1. And I didn't like the play call there. Well, Jaden, I'm pretty sure it was a read option, and Jaden should have pulled it because Jaden had an easy first down. I'm 100% positive that was a read option on that 4th and 1, and Jaden should have pulled it there. He didn't really give Josh a chance there to really gain anything. But every time you need a running back to make a play and get you X amount of yards, whatever it is, he goes and gets it. I mean, dude, on 3rd and 18, they're running a draw play, and he gets 20.
He got it.
Like,
he got it. It was
it's
incredible.
Insane, man. He's continually moving his feet. He's continually moving the pile forward. The offensive linemen, they have to stay ready because he gets hit by 2-3 guys, and he's still standing, and they have to come in behind him and try and push him like. So
let me tell you something, Zach.
I have to agree with you. They should have kept pounding the rock because Josh Williams and John Emery looked good.
You have Josh Williams still has 2 years of eligibility after this year. 2 years. So
are you serious? I did not realize that. Yeah. I thought he'd be gone after this year.
Yeah, no.
Just from graduating and stuff.
He's got 2 more years of eligibility, and I fully expect him to at least come back for 1 more. So yeah, he's exciting. I mean, you think about what he's been able to do this year. Think about next year with this offensive line that will grow and mature in the offseason and have continuity, from this year to next year. plus an off season to grow and tweak, and it's going to be really exciting. I think run game for the next few years for LSU. You got Josh Williams, who has 2 more years. John Emery has another year of eligibility. Noah Cain has eligibility, and you're bringing in Trey Holly and Caleb Jackson.
Yep.
Future's bright at the running back room. Look, I mean, again, this is why Brian Kelly came. I mean, this very reason, things like this. I mean, all in all, it was a crappy game, a cold game.
It felt boring, honestly. I kept saying that. I was like, this is so boring.
It just wasn't the game. I mean, it was a lot different from what I expected, honestly, but it was what it was. Zach, I'm not upset. Like, you went out there and you got to win. You got to win. You found a way to win, and now you can move forward. I mean, time and time again, people try to do this like, such and such, they beat Bama, or they beat so-and-so, it'll be fine, whatever, next week.
I agree with this, what AD says. He said, I think the flu swept through more of the team than we know. I agree.
Very well could have.
I was saying the same thing.
I mean, it could have affected play.
I mean, we know Harrell was playing with it. He was playing with and Micah Baskerville. Who else? I mean, those are only the 2 that were named. Those were just the 2 that were named.
Yeah. So you still found a way to win regardless in the face of adversity. And look, Arkansas lost a game to Liberty, and it doesn't matter. It's still an SEC West opponent. You come into their town. They really see this as a rivalry game. And look, they battled, and they sent a lot of pressure. Barry Odom drew up constant pressure, and it was difficult at times. And
it felt Reagan like LSU Bama 2021, like when LSU was just blitzing the crap out of Bryce Young. Like that's what Arkansas did to Jaden Daniels this past Saturday. They were just constantly applying pressure.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the offense. I think I'm seeing some people be concerned with what happened. Not too concerned. I think the offense will pick right back up and be okay. But you found a way to win. You keep marching forward to the SEC championship. Zach, we haven't even said that. LSU is your SEC West champs. You will be playing in Atlanta. It's incredible what Brian Kelly has done, his job. First year here at LSU. I mean, I can't say how many times, I've thought this and said this, but again, this is why Brian Kelly came. I mean, he's an excellent coach with structure and a process, and you combine it with how Jake Crane puts it, an army of NFL players, and it's a dangerous scene. I mean, it's just dangerous. So,
I mean, I don't think either one of us predicted LSU going to the SEC championship game in year one. No. I certainly did. For those of you that remember when we did our picks, like
even the Florida State game,
I had us going 8-4, and then after losing the Florida State game, I was like 7-5. Huge. Like you're going to lose now that you've lost to State. You're going to lose to Tennessee. You're going to lose to Bama. You're going to lose to Ole Miss, and you're going to lose to Arkansas. And at the beginning of the season, that's what it looked like. And then, as things progressed, Brian Kelly was able to develop this team as a whole. The coaching staff was able to figure everything out. They were able to figure out who their guys are. I mean, we went into this. We came into the season going, okay, Mike Jones is starting. Mike Jones is nowhere to be found right now.
Bro, we played the Florida State game without Emory Jones at right tackle and Harold Perkins not seeing the field.
Harold Perkins did not.
It's a way different team.
Harold Perkins was on special teams, and that was it. He didn't. I don't think he ever came in on defense.
I don't completely different team. Completely different.
And your special teams continue to look good. I mean, in a game where, you could have really hurt yourself with special teams, you got 2 field goals, and that was the difference maker. That was a huge difference in the game. You didn't have any costly turnovers on the special teams side of things. Obviously, on offense, they had the 2 turnovers, but special teams didn't give up anything. They gave no big returns, nothing like that. So again, we see a theme of special teams continuing to get better, which is very encouraging.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I will say the kick out of bounds is frustrating. That's just frustrating, and that's happened. That's happened 3 times now. Keep working at that. Got to get that corrected. You can't be giving teams field possession like that. But yeah, the special teams has not had disastrous plays in the recent few games. You got to win though. You keep moving forward, take it a week at a time. Zach, we got a bunch of comments flying in.
Yeah,
we need to get to some of them.
Let's see. Bill said, I haven't paid attention to this game since Ryan Mallett days. LSU never seems to want to play them. Next year, we catch them in week 4. LSU, Arkansas. Look, I have a
week 4 we're playing Arkansas.
I have a buddy of mine. Look,
that's so weird.
I have a buddy of mine at my job that I work. Here's what's funny, Reagan. So, the lady I sit next to at my job, massive Georgia fan.
Oh yeah,
massive Georgia fan. And she's the only Georgia fan at the job. I'm the only LSU fan at the job. But we have an Arkansas fan that's there. I think he's the only Arkansas fan there at the job. And he was like, go easy, take it easy on us. Like, don't just please take it easy. Like, don't embarrass us. And I was like, look, dude. I was like, LSU Arkansas is always close. I don't care who it is, what are the teams, what their record is. LSU Arkansas is always close. So, and it proved to be the same this year. AD said the circumstances of this game were the exact opposite of the 2021 LSU versus Arkansas game. Arkansas was the hot team with a ton to play for, and LSU was banged up, lost last season, backup QB in 2021. Yeah, kind of similar, very similar. Bill also asked, where's Jack Besh been? He's been banged up.
Been battling injury pretty much the whole year.
Injury, a lot of this season, and I mean, you just got guys right now that are performing better. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., even Kyron Lacey. Mason Taylor obviously has emerged.
That's one that I will say. That's one thing I was disappointed in. You couldn't find Mason Taylor once.
Did they even target him?
Not one time. I don't think so.
I don't even know if they targeted him.
Yeah. It was just a weird day. It was a weird day.
It was a weird day.
It was weird.
Joseph said the whole O-line can come back. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure you'll have the exact same starting 5 next year.
Which is awesome. I don't know the last time that happened. It's been a while.
Let's see. Hey, Going Boot is in this thing.
Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. Pooh, what's up, man? 0 targets. That's befuddling. Here's a word for you. That's befuddling. That is very befuddling.
Well, I mean, needless to say, I mean, you won though. You won, and you got to move forward. There's mistakes that need to be looked at. There's things that need to be corrected. At this point, I have all the faith in the world in Brian Kelly to go and address issues and take care of business. Because Zach, you're projected to be 10-2 now. I mean, wow,
isn't that crazy?
It's nuts, Zach. And you talking about the Arkansas game. I mean, you just never can overlook it. I mean, you think of 2007, the national championship year, you stinking lost to them in overtime. You lost to them. So to escape and get away with the win, regardless of how you got it, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I really am. I'm not too worried about this team. So
Perp wants to know how many players get rest this weekend. Reagan mentioned this and it's a good question. I do think BTJ needs to get rested. Like if he's in concussion protocol, like I understand, like BK said he'll be fine. Like just sit him. But this is a really good week.
John Emery probably will get a rest week.
John Emery will probably get like you'll probably see more Armani Goodwin, Noah Kane in this game. Who else? Of course, Dellinger gets another week to kind of rest. I don't think you need him.
Unless you want to work him back in. This may be a week to work him back in, but work him back.
I expect to see some guys sitting. I mean, and who knows who else is dealing with the flu? So it'll be interesting to see. But I think this is a perfect opportunity for LSU to get healthy, to rest some guys, maybe some guys that aren't even necessarily banged up, but just from the wear and tear of the season, give them some rest. Because I understand UAB is not a slouch, but this is a team that LSU should be able to handle pretty easily.
Hey, I want to see Walker Howard. This is a great red shirt game. It's a great red shirt game. Let me see Walker.
Do you see Walker Howard before you see Garrett Nussmeier?
I don't know about that, but
you could put JD in first half, go Garrett third quarter, go Walker fourth quarter.
I think you give Garrett I think you definitely give Garrett a go at it. If because I got to be honest, man, Garrett has seemed like a great teammate. Lost. I mean, I don't know if I want to say lost the starting job.
I mean, if JD doesn't come, I'm pretty certain he would have started. He would have started over Miles.
I mean, maybe, but I'm just saying, like, it felt like when Jaden came, like, that was the guy, and we know now, like, wasn't really much in question. But what I'm saying is, I think he deserves it because, even though Jaden comes in and has taken the job, like, I feel like Garrett has been a great teammate, has been very positive. You see him all the time, celebrating with Jaden, being involved. He's doing the signal calls, obviously. Very energetic and involved. I've been very happy with Garrett and his attitude and his positivity. So I think Garrett definitely gets a chance to play because I think he deserves it. But I do want to see Walker. I want to see Walker. Zach, watching him warm up is like you watch him warm up, you're like,
this dude's got it.
Kid can sling it, and he's accurate, man. He's accurate. I know it's just warm ups, but man, you like what
exciting for the future. Very excited for the future. All right, Reagan. I say let's take a quick break. We've got a good crowd here tonight. We appreciate y'all joining us. Do us a favor, hit the like and share. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And listen, it's football season. We've recapped Arkansas. Obviously, on Friday, we're going to get into a preview of UAB. But guess what, Reagan? It's also basketball season.
No doubt.
And I'm really, really excited because, I mean, women's basketball is really exciting for me more than I've ever been excited for women's basketball.
No question.
And look, I'm excited to announce that Jasmine Carson will be joining us on Friday. We have to nail down a time with her, but she said she wanted to join us on the show Friday. So Jasmine Carson's starting women's basketball player for the LSU Tigers. She's going to be joining us on Friday to talk ball. I'm really excited. And look, we need to get some recognition for these girls because they could go a long way, man. They really could. So let's take a quick break and then we'll be back to
Zach, real quick.
What's up?
Real quick. Don't none of y'all forget Harold Perkins, President 2024. Harold Perkins, President 2024.
Put him on the ballot.
I don't know if we said enough, Zach. I don't know if we said enough for the performance that kid have on Saturday.
Hercules.
Incredible. Take the break.
It was incredible. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back to talk basketball right after this.
5-Star Hero, your intro and outro music for the Tigers Avenue show. They ain't ready for that LSU. Go check out all his other music on all the major platforms. Don't forget to follow him on Instagram at Saints Anthem and at Twitter at One Nation Doty. Don't forget to check out his Facebook page for all his Saints and LSU merchandise. Can't get any better than Sarah Klein Stevens, attorney at law. Her firm focuses on the needs of the elderly and maintaining their dignity throughout the process. Here for you, here for your family. Sarah Klein Stevens, attorney at law.
All right. Zach, more comments are coming in. More comments.
I know. Cardone said I approve this message.
I approve this message.
AD. Okay, first off, AD, I'm disappointed. It's not hashtag AskTA. It is hashtag Tell me
TA.
Tell me TA.
Tell me something good.
Tell me something good. So, anyways, he said, my brothers, do you believe that JD will come back in 2023?
Yes.
I'd love to see it.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Maybe after. Oh man, I hope he does. I don't know. At this point, I can't tell. At this point, I can't tell.
Oh, now I will say negative side to this past Saturday. And I know we're about to get basketball, but negative side to this past Saturday, I think he eliminated himself from even the conversation of the Heisman race.
Yeah. I mean, was he? I know we wanted to put him in.
He needed to have some really good games down the stretch to be in the seat, and I think
really good
Saturday eliminated it.
He needed some really good games, in all honesty, to make it to New York. I think the stats were there to have the conversation, but the Heisman stuff a lot of time goes to the winning teams and the teams that are really in it. And, LSU has the 2 losses and is just now on the scene. And at this point, I feel like the writers and the media guys of all of national college football already have a narrative kind of being pushed, and it just a little too late. If he comes back next year, he will definitely be on the Heisman watch.
Yeah,
there's
for
no
sure.
question.
I think he'll be one of the top 5 guys at the beginning of the season on the Heisman watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Peyton said, "What about baseball team smashing ULL in a scrimmage yesterday?" And Cruz go, "Yeah, I saw that."
Gosh, the home runs just keep.
The home runs just keep coming, bro. They're piling on. But
I hit 3.
I know that
3 up.
It's insane. Tommy Tank's impressive. Dylan Cruz impressive. I mean, it's insane. But we're here to talk basketball. Reagan, the girls, for the second time,
big numbers
in school history, puts up 103 straight games. Reagan, I don't know if you watched the game on Sunday. I watched the entire game. I took a quick nap. And instead of watching NFL, which I know some people are going to give me crap for this, instead of watching NFL, I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to go watch Kim Mulkey's Tigers go whoop.
Anybody giving you crap for that, man? Ain't nobody giving you crap for that?
Well,
all right, one second.
That's what you're supposed to do on Sunday afternoon.
Hold up. Pump the brakes. Put that Peyton comment up here.
Peyton said if JD comes back, Walker transfer. So do you want JD
absolutely not?
Walker wouldn't transfer.
Walker's not transferring, bro. No. He's taking a red shirt next year or this year. If JD comes back for one more year, you have 3 more years of Walker Howard after that.
He's a red shirt freshman. Yeah.
He's a redshirt freshman next year. He's not transferring.
Now Garrett Nussmeier?
Garrett Nussmeier may transfer.
Yeah, probably.
Garrett Nussmeier may transfer. Walker's sticking around, brother. Walker's sticking around.
He's staying. All right, Reagan. So I don't know if you got to watch the game on Sunday, but really impressed by the Tigers. I got to say, I've watched pieces of the first 2 games, watched this game all the way through. Dude, Angel Reese, Jasmine Carson, and Flau'jae Johnson,
they're good, man.
Dude, they're good. And I that's not even me mentioning Alexis Morris. And the freshman Tamaya Smith. Dude, it's just really impressive. They just dominate every They dominated, which they should. I mean, it's like Western Carolina or something like that. but they dominated every aspect of the game. Defensively, relentless. I can't tell you how many times I saw Western Carolina shoot up a shot and it wasn't even close. Like, just hit backboard, barely hit their defense was locked down. Angel Reese down in the paint seems unstoppable. Jasmine Carson.
Another double-double for Angel.
Jasmine Carson. Yeah, Angel had another double-double. Jasmine Carson looked good from deep. Flau'jae Johnson had a great game. She had 18 points. It seemed like every time she put up a shot, it went in. So she was perfect from the field. Now she only took 3 shots, but she went to the free throw line a ton. She drew a lot of fouls, and it was really, really impressive to see. Kateri Poole also looked really good off the bench. I know that the transfer from Ohio State, she had 9. Elisa Williams, the big forward from she's a true freshman. She looked really good. She had 10 points on the bench. Like, dude, the starting 5 is really, really good. Yeah. And then you could have basically a whole other starting 5, and they would be really, really good.
Poole coming off the bench. Poole was a 5-star. Poole was a 5-star coming out of high school, going to Ohio State. So to have a 5-star coming off your bench, like it's
and AD really mentioned it. The former walk-on who just earned a scholarship, Emily Ward, she had 6 off the bench. Like, she looked good. She was getting boards. I think she got a putback on one of them. Like, that was really awesome for her. I know the bench and the fans
perfect from the field too.
Insane. So Reagan, I know in these games, like, there's not a whole lot to talk about, and of course with the men's as well. But let's look at the men's real quick, and then we'll kind of just recap quickly both of these games.
Sure.
And discuss, what we like from both and what we want to see. LSU, of course, against Arkansas State, they got the dub 61-52. Again, too close for comfort than you would like, because Arkansas State is not a good team. And LSU is continuing to struggle shooting the ball and continuing to take poor shot selections. I mean, they weren't even 40% from the field, which was very discouraging. And, last time, but here's the thing, Reagan, they're good from 3-point. They had a higher percentage from 3-point range than they did all of field goal. Like,
it's not good. It's not good, though.
Not good. Look, 40% is good from 3, man.
Yeah, that's good.
A large part of that is because, and really the reason you won this game was because of Adam Miller. I mean, Adam Miller is as good as advertised. I got to say, it's weird. It's weird to see him shoot from the left side as a lefty. Like, it's kind of weird, but dude, that thing goes in. Like, if he's open, he's not missing it, man.
Yeah.
So I really loved what I saw from him. I mean, he really held it down. I know Trey Hannibal only scored 4 points, but I continue to really love what I see from Trey Hannibal. He didn't have a good night, but as I said last time, like, he just plays with so much aggression. He plays fast. He plays physical. And I really like what I see from him off the bench. But yeah, the struggles continue. So, Reagan, we've recapped it here a little bit. Both games. What did you like from both games? And what do you think needs improvement for both of these teams, men's and women's?
Oh, man. The women's, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you'd say to improve on.
Yeah, because everything, I mean, the bench looks good. The starters look good. Shooting's good. 3-pointers are good. Defense is fantastic.
I mean, look, my hot take was that Kim Mulkey would be the next one to win a natty at LSU. Shoot, she may do it. She may make me a profit this year, because holy smokes, they're just incredible. I will say, Zach, I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed with the men so far. Yeah, Trey Hannibal is like a football player cosplaying. All right, look, yeah. So, think the shots get better. The offense can't take to get quality shots. I'm sorry, I was reading your comment there. Yeah, so number one, Zach, Arkansas State out-rebounded you. That is not okay. It's not okay.
Not good.
That's 2 nights in a row. Now,
boards.
Kansas City did not out-rebound you, but there was times when you were losing rebound battles against Kansas City State that you should not have. And Arkansas State out-rebounding you. It's just – I don't know, what the one thing is to put your finger on, Zach, because the team needs to improve. I mean, in all aspects.
For me, it's shooting. Defense looks pretty good.
The defense is good enough. Is good enough, Zach. I mean, if you want me to be honest, it's not that great. We are benefiting from playing teams that don't shoot well. I mean, there are times when they are getting shots up that are not very contested, and they're just missing them.
Yeah,
you're right. And again, there were times when you went through scoring droughts. It's rough right now. It is very obvious that this is a team that has been pieced together from the loss of what was last year. First-year head coach. And I'm not saying this is on Matt McMahon. I mean, I think it's just the reality of the situation. You just got a team that's brand new together. And it's going to take some growing pains to learn how to play well together and put it all together. And take quality shots and have trust for your other teammates. Because there's times when it just feels like, there's times when it's like, hey, man, you should have dished that there, and they just don't. Taking drives into the lane when there's open guys, you can dish it to, and then you end up drawing a charge. I've seen that happen way too many times. So there's a lot of improvement to be done, Zach. There's just a lot of improvement to be done. Right now, I'm still just optimistically watching, hoping that it improves game by game. Because Matt McMahon's a great coach, it will get better, and I think it will. I'm not saying it won't, but right now, I just think that's where we're at. You're a team that is brand new, and there's some things you definitely got to work on. I think you got to get more aggressive to get boards, and the one thing you've continued to point out, and you got to take better shots. Some of the shot selections are just, they're not just bad, they're just like, I hate to say this because I don't want to be like ugly or anything, but they're just dumb. They're just dumb shot selections sometimes, like stuff you shouldn't be putting up. But we'll see as the season goes on, Zach. But right now, I got us bottom of the SEC. I mean, not the very bottom, but like the bottom third of the SEC. Yeah, for sure. I would not say we're middle of the pack.
Which they were picked to finish, 6 behind. They were picked technically to be the top of everybody in the SEC minus all the teams that are like supposed to be really good and ranked.
Yeah,
they were picked to finish 6, I think, overall, and that was behind all the ranked teams. So they were the first team that was not ranked out of all the unranked teams, preseason, obviously.
Yeah. I would say right now you're sitting around 9, 10 in the SEC.
They got to get together. But what sucks, Reagan, is I honestly believe that they are more talented than last year's team.
Ooh, Zach.
I think Justice Hill. Reagan. We talked about it.
That we had a lottery pick last year in Tari Eason and Darius Days.
Minus Tari. Is Adam Miller a better shooting guard than Brandon?
I mean, yeah.
Is Justice Hill a better point guard than Xavier Pinson? Scoring wise, he is.
Scoring wise, sure, but I don't know. There was times when Xavier could play excellent defense and was also a great facilitator. Okay. I think they're about the same level.
But talent wise, he's a better scorer.
Sure, but I'm saying an overall talent, he's better. I'm not saying
that. So we'll say a push.
A push? What do you?
So we'll push that. But so shooting guard, you're better. A push at point guard. Obviously, Tari, you would put him at the 3 or the 4.
I mean, either way, he's better than
Either
whoever
way, he's
you're
better.
talking about.
Okay, so we'll just say, let's just put him at the 4. Push. All right, now you go to the 3. The 3 is the same. Milwaukee Wilkinson.
Right.
Okay, same. And then you go to the 5. And I think you're better at the 5 with KJ Williams.
And where was Darius Days and all that? Because I'm taking Darius Days.
I guess you put Darius at the 5. I mean, would you put Darius or Milwaukee at the 5?
What?
That's the thing. They never had a.
I'm taking Adam. Really, the only person I'm taking is Adam Miller in this team over last year's team. Zach.
KJ Williams.
Zach, over who? Reed?
Yeah, Efton Reed.
Bro,
heck yeah.
Zach, Efton Reed was a 5-star and had massive potential and will be playing in the NBA.
And he did nothing. He did.
He was a true freshman, Zach. Watch what you watch him at Gonzaga.
KJ Williams is better. KJ Williams is better.
Zach, stop. No. KJ Williams is a more experienced player. He is not better than Efton Reed. The ceiling is limitlessly higher for Efton Reed, Zach. He's 7-footer with a very high ceiling.
Okay.
You watch what he does at Gonzaga. He went to
last year. We're comparing it to last year, though, are we not?
Okay, we're comparing it to last year, but talent-wise, Efton is still more talented.
We're comparing it to last year.
He's still more talented.
Last year, talent-wise, Efton did not perform up to his talent.
I'm taking last year's team talent-wise.
I think it's close to a push.
Zach, come on. You have 3 OVC play. I'm not discrediting them, but you have 2 guys from OVC conference last year starting on your SEC roster. You have Milwaukee Wilkinson, who's really the only consistent on this team. He's the only one who has true Power 5 experience. Adam Miller does have some experience, but he's coming off an injury. Hadn't played a basketball in a year, Zach. And then you got Jalen Reed, who's a true freshman. Like, last year's team was more talented, Zach. It just was.
I'm just saying, I think when you put all these, when you put the puzzle together, you get all the pieces in the right spot, and the chemistry's there, I think this team can perform better than last year's team did.
I'm not saying
because they're veteran. They're veteran.
Zach, we're not. Last year we were talking like finishing in the top 3 in the SEC, competing for an SEC tournament title. Like, that's not happening this year. It's just not. It's not at all. At best, Zach, we're going to be finishing at the very best. We're finishing like 4 or 5.
It's early though.
It's no. Look, hear me. Look, I don't disagree. I think your sentiment is right. Like, yes, this team can grow and can play a lot better, and I think they can compete in the SEC. I'm not saying they can't, but last year's team was very talented, Zach. It was a very talented team.
I don't disagree. And I think maybe I should have better phrased it, but like this team, there's guys, I think there's a couple of players where their ceilings, yes, are lower than last year's team, but at the current moment, I think it's more equal at the current moment, including the veteranship and experience that this team has over
more
last
veteran.
Year.
Yes, I will say more.
That's
veteran.
what I'm trying. All together, I think if you put it together, and I'm not talking about the players this year, because obviously Efton this year is going to be a better player. Yeah. Obviously, is Brandon Sampson? Is it Sampson? Brandon Murray. Obviously, Brandon Murray is going. That Brandon Sampson
very high ceiling too.
A former player, very high ceiling. Probably has a better. Probably performs really well this year. Now I'm interested to go see what all those guys are doing right now. But look,
and Eric Gaines looks stupid good over at UAB, by the way.
Yeah. So look,
Eric Gaines is that dude over in Birmingham.
I do miss Eric Gaines. I do miss Eric because that dude was cold. But look, Reagan,
athletic freak.
I'm not saying that their ceiling is higher than last year's team, but I think compared to what the outcome of last year's team, I think you can get there. I think you can get there because of the experience. Because this team, they're going to win some games that they probably shouldn't talent-wise because of their experience. Once they get everything rolling and it becomes a well-oiled machine. I truly believe that. Now, I could be dead wrong. And I agree. Right now, it does not look good. It does not look good right now. Yeah. But as you said, it's first year. And if we're going to give Brian Kelly and all them a pass, the players.
Oh, Matt McMahon is not. Yeah.
You got to give this team a pass too.
Nobody's the problem here. It's not a bad talented. I'm not saying they're untalented. They are talented. But it's
brand new.
It is brand stinking new, and we have. I mean, it's like the roster's hanging together with duct tape, like from last year.
Last year's team was more established.
Yes, and a little bit more continuity. And look, you have a long non-conference schedule against a lot of teams like Arkansas State, where you can continue to see improvement. You can work things out. You can have games like this where you're not at your best, and you can make some really dumb mistakes that can be coachable and still win the game, so that you can work through this. So come SEC time, you can be a more polished team. And if Matt McMahon's a good coach, that'll happen. I mean, and it will. You'll see improvement, and I expect it. I do expect to see improvement because look, he didn't go to Murray State and make tournaments for no reason. He didn't make the NCAA tournament at Murray State, for nothing. He's a good coach, and this is a talented roster that needs to play more together and gain some more chemistry. So yeah, I'm not saying they're a bad team by any means, but there's some kinks to work out as a whole, with the team. So, yeah. But you got a long time to work it out in this non-conference schedule. I mean, you got New Orleans on Thursday night, and very winnable game.
And Reagan, we got to believe there's a reason that these basketball experts picked them to finish sixth. I mean, these basketball experts, these basketball gurus, they know more than us. And so, you got to believe that eventually things are going to come together. Yet the shooting doesn't look great right now, but you got a lot of really good pieces. You do. Yeah. And Adam Miller is a straight scorer. KJ Williams is a problem down low. Jalen Reed has a very high ceiling. Mwani, as you said, very consistent. He's a great defender. So, there's Justice. Justice has had two good games here recently. Yeah. And he's hit 2 buzzer beaters, surprisingly, in the last 2 games.
Yeah, the halftime shot was that against Arkansas State? The halftime shot?
That was the game before. Kansas City.
That was a wild shot. Shot.
Listen, it's going to come together eventually. But hey, let's preview real quickly. Just a couple games. Like the girls' team's playing Houston Christian, which I gotta be honest, when I first saw it, the logo, I was like, "We're playing UConn!" Like, holy cow! But it's like the same logo, but it's Houston Christian. The girls host Houston Christian Wednesday night. Not Wednesday night. It's Wednesday at 11 a.m. So I'm going to be at work during this game. So I don't think I'll be able to watch
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
All right.
Like, what in the world? We got basketball games at 11 a.m. Thursday night, luckily, I'll be able to see that. Thursday night, the men's basketball team plays at 7. So I'm glad I'll be able to watch that game because I know Blake's show goes at like 6, I believe, on Thursday. Opportunity. So you definitely want to see some improvement, see that selection get better. Hopefully we see those things. Reagan, before you got anything else on basketball?
Yeah, look, I'm really pumped about the women's basketball team. I think it's really odd that they're playing at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday morning, but I want to see it continue, man. I mean, put up 100 points every stinking game.
Every game.
Come on. Golly. It's a great time to be a Tiger, Zach. I mean, it really is, considering, what we have, in Brian Kelly and Jay Johnson and Tim Mulkey.
Matt McMahon.
It's an exciting time. Matt McMahon, seems like a very promising coach. So basketball, women's, keep it up. Men's, let's keep watching. Let's have some faith in Matt McMahon and his coaching ability to gel this team. Their chemistry and put it, come SEC time, put a more polished team out there. Look, Florida lost the other night. I can't remember who they lost to, but they've lost a game. Tennessee lost to Colorado. So, I mean, now I will say Tennessee is a very talented team, and maybe Colorado is just a team that's maybe some people were sleeping on. I think they actually may have been ranked. Maybe they were 22 in the country. I can't remember, but.
No, they had lost. They'd even lost to Grambling the game before.
Oh, really? Really? Wow.
They had lost to Grambling the game before, and then the next day or 2 days later, they beat Tennessee.
Wow.
So pretty crazy.
Well, there you go.
And then AD said Northwestern State beat TCU. So,
which basketball's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine if that happened in football, though? That would help us out a lot.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, TCU.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, and look, I guess we can kind of talk about that here to wrap up the show. Get back to football real quick. First off, I am only up 8 points in fantasy, and luckily the Commanders have held Miles Sanders to virtually nothing. Knock on wood.
Eagles might get their first loss tonight.
The Eagles might take their first loss tonight. Yeah, they're not looking good right now. And
I'm 9 points.
I'm thankful for it. I need to get to the fourth quarter and get through the fourth quarter with Miles Sanders not doing anything the rest of the game. So Washington continue to stop the run. Listen, Reagan, another thing we didn't mention, Oregon lost.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you watched it. I watched it. I watched a good bit of it. Really good game, back and forth. Bo Nix looked good.
Gosh,
Penix Jr. looked good. Brutal last name to have, by the way, but he looked good. And Washington wins and gives LSU a little bit of help. Now, unfortunately, Texas didn't help out. What do you know? Deadgum Texas didn't help you out.
Not too worried. I'm not as worried about that, though. I'm really not.
Look, dude, I don't know if TCU is going to have another loss. I mean, they got to go to Baylor, then they host Iowa State. Baylor doesn't look great. I know they're 6-3, but hopefully you get an upset there.
You don't need them to, really.
But then then they're going to have to go to the Big 12 championship. And maybe you're saying you don't think LSU needs them to lose?
I don't think you need them to lose. I mean, Michigan has to play Ohio State. And whoever champion. Loses, I think you're going to have an undefeated Big Ten champ. And this is the scenario. Let's say LSU wins, undefeated Big Ten champ.
LSU's got to win first, obviously.
This is hypothetical. If LSU wins, you get Big Ten champ.
Ohio State,
whoever it is, Ohio State or Michigan. I think you got TCU. This is in no order, by the way, either. Then you got TCU, undefeated, Big 12, and then you would have Georgia and LSU. That's how I think it would be. USC's already ranked behind you. So
you don't think if they go win a Pac-12 championship?
Even if they went out and win a Pac-12, LSU's ahead now. So if they went out and win the SEC championship, I think we get them for USC.
For Oregon. You're rooting for Oregon in that game.
Sure. And
I think you're rooting against you're rooting against TCU in the Big 12, just to kind of because if TCU loses in the Big 12 championship, if USC loses in the Pac-12 championship, then I don't think there's any worries at all about getting pushed out.
But for me, how do you keep the SEC champion out of the playoffs?
You don't.
When we beat Ole Miss, Bama, and now the number one team in the country in Atlanta, and let's say, hey, it's a different team than what they were when they lost a 1-point loss the first game of the season against Florida State.
Oh, and Harold Perkins, by the way, was not playing.
Yeah, it's a different team. If we beat Georgia, we're in, okay? We're in.
I have to agree with you there. And
with the Oregon loss, it really helps.
A lot of people are comparing it to 2016, when Penn State beat Ohio State. Ohio State ended up getting in. Penn State was 2-loss champion. But Penn State beat Wisconsin. They beat Wisconsin to get in. And this is, Wisconsin. I don't even know if they were ranked then. I can't remember. I'm sure they were ranked, but it wasn't the number one team in the country in the SEC.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're talking about the SEC championship.
So I have to agree with you. I think LSU's got to do its job. Obviously, we will talk more about that here in the future. Look, guys, it's been fun. We're going to take a quick break, and then Reagan will be back to wrap up the show. Do not forget this upcoming Friday, Jasmine Carson.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to have her on the show. Of course, LSU women's basketball player, one of the starters for them. Really excited to have her on. Enjoyed getting to chat with her a little bit back and forth. So I'm really excited to interview her on Friday. No doubt. And, of course, we'll preview LSU versus UAB. But we'll be back right after this to wrap up the show.
Make sure you go follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Tigers Avenue, for daily updates on the show and all things LSU sports. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to click off and hit that subscribe button at Tigers Avenue. We broadcast all of our shows live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
All right. Right back to wrap it up. I think we got one more comment in there, Zach. I was going to answer with Carl. When is the NCAA going to wrap up this and finish the investigation? No hurry. LOL. Yeah, man, no hurry, I guess. They never seem to be in a hurry with any investigation. I don't know a set date. I have heard that it would be within in the new year. Honestly, I don't know what to expect from it. I think Scott Woodward has helped the case for LSU in firing and moving on from Will Wade, being very cooperative. There's no players, no coaches involved with that, no, affiliated LSU any longer. So we'll see. We'll see what the NCAA does. Hopefully they'll take it out on Will Wade, who did it, rather than the players and coaches who are no longer involved with it, who are at LSU. We'll see. But guys, it's a great time to be a Tiger. Keep pulling for them boys on the hardwood as they take on UNO Thursday night, and the girls Wednesday morning. Hopefully they can score another 100 points. That'd be awesome. And guys, LSU are SEC West champs, and Harold Perkins will be the next president of the United States. It is a great time to be alive as Tiger fans. We'll catch you next time here in the Tigers Avenue to preview the UAB. Looking forward to talking to Jasmine Carson this coming Friday. It's going to be a great show. Make sure you're back for it here in the Tigers Avenue. 5-Star Hero takes us out. Peace.
Who that 5-star? And the LSU Tigers, LSU Tigers.